Before I go on with this video, I wanted to thank everyone who put comments on my other videos and on Facebook saying they would pray for me or offering me well wishes. I appreciate it more than you know. That kind of support is so important. It just meant so much to me. I am lucky. I've been prayed for in Christianity, in Islam. My good neighbors have done this. I appreciate it. So I just want to thank everyone for their support, their well wishes, and their promises and prayers. Thank you. Larry D here. Time to do a quick follow-up. It's been 3 weeks and a day since I came home from the hospital of having my kidney, ureter, and a little chunk of the bladder where the ureter goes in removed. They stitched up the bladder, had a Foley catheter in for 2 weeks. I went to my follow-up last week, and good news, all the cancer's gone. Nothing spread. The cancer was contained in the ureter, so theoretically I'm cancer-free for the time being, and I am happy as a clam about that one. Wanted to go over a few things that I ran into. Number one, when I was discharged, they give you, I had mentioned in the last video, I had the bowl O drugs. They give me all these drugs to take, pain medication, stuff like that. What was not given to me, and apparently should have been, was a script for a course of antibiotics to be taken on the day that the catheter is taken out. So, I didn't have that. They took the catheter out. I met with my doctor. I was feeling great. Absolutely great. My wife and I, we were down at the hospital. Henry Ford, Maine's massive. So we were walking all over the place, and we went out grocery shopping. We were walking around, probably did about 2 miles. Really felt good. That night I felt like hideous. Next day I felt tired as all get out. By Wednesday I had a fever. Contacted the doctors. They had me going for some labs and wrote me a script of antibiotics, which I have now been on for, 7 days. Today was the last day. And it was from either urethra irritation and a little infection there, or a urinary tract infection. Nothing had built up enough yet to really show, but the risk was too great, so they gave me the antibiotics, and within about a day and a half I started feeling better. So if you have a catheter in for any amount of time, ask them, should you have antibiotics on the day you have it taken out? And if they say yes, then they'll get them to you. If they say no, I guess I would ask why, but that's just me. Okay, second thing, you have a catheter in for 2 weeks. Your bladder has not had to work like a bladder, meaning holding liquid, for 2 weeks. What I've had a problem with is when you first took it out, your bladder said, oh geez, I have liquid in here, I got to go to the bathroom. And it was doing that about every 10 minutes. So I've been stretching it out longer and longer and longer. I'm up to a few hours now. And that's what you have to do to, quote, retrain your bladder. Be aware, bladders are vindictive. They will wait till you go to sleep at night and then wake you up and say, you're not training me, buddy. But it's working. I'm having a hard time with the sleeping because of that. You go to sleep and you wake up 3 times during the night. It kind of breaks up your sleep. Last night was a better night. It was only twice. The incisions I had, they're all healing up great. The 7 little, as I call them, portholes, because that's what they call them, is port, where the robotic instruments were inserted. They're all healed up really, really good, except the ones down near the belt line, which kind of rub on, your underwear, on your shorts, and you have a belt on, anything. So I've been putting a Band-Aid over those. And they also said I could use a little bit of antibiotic ointment. So coat it a little tiny bit, just to keep it moist. Cover it with a Band-Aid. So that way you're not rubbing up against it. For about the first week or so, I looked like one of those, an old spare tire in the cartoons where they have the bandages everywhere. Because I was walking around with Band-Aids over everything so my shirt wouldn't rub against them. But now, 3 weeks out, they're all basically healed up. The main incision is pretty well healed up, though it's very irritating. As I said last time, it's really important you have a doctor who responds to you. When I went in to see my doctor for the follow-up, I had sent him a couple messages through the messaging system with Henry Ford. It's my chart. And he said, "Why are you sending me messages on my chart? You have my cell phone number. Call me." I have never had a doctor do that. I have my other physician who I have his cell, and he knows I'm only going to text or call if it's an emergency. And the same thing with this doc. I did send him 2 messages in since the follow-up, and it was about the irritation with the urinary tract, and he answered like literally immediately. So I'm lucky there. So make sure you have a surgeon or a doctor who's responsive to your needs. The other issue that I wanted to bring up is your energy levels. With this kind of surgery, which was major, and everybody keeps telling me that because I don't feel any different. I just feel like somebody poked a bunch of holes in me. It's a trauma to the body. It's a major trauma to the body. And your body's going through all kinds of contortions to heal. My energy levels, they will go from doing really good, feeling fine, totally normal, to all at once I crash. And it's just because I don't have the energy reserves that I normally would have. I do become fatigued very quickly, and that's a very common thing. So be prepared for that with any major surgery. It's not just having your kidney taken out and all that. There's an aspect to any major surgery that is often ignored by the medical professionals. Not on purpose. They're concerned about what they're doing, what the severity of what surgery you're undergoing. And it's the emotional issue of having had major trauma, because that's what this is. In essence, I was stabbed 7 times with a very sharp, sterile knife, and an 8th time I was cut open. When you really go to the absolute basic operation here, this is what they did. They then reached inside of me and took out my kidney. This is trauma to the body. And there's an emotional aspect of this. I have been very over-emotional. A lot of it might have to do with the fact that I was diagnosed with cancer a while ago, and I've been thinking about life, death, and family and loved ones. That in itself will kind of tear at you. But in addition to that, I think there's the physiological changes that you undergo, weakness, lack of energy. Those things also kind of weigh on you. So if you have major surgery, be prepared for that. It can really kind of get to you. Like I say, I've been thinking a lot about life and death. And with the pathology report saying I'm clear, I'm thinking a lot more about life now. So that's about it. That's all I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to make sure that I got those things out there. Again, the catheter, when they take it out, make sure if you need antibiotics that you have them. Retraining your bladder, yell at it, talk to it, be nice to it. Your energy levels, again, you're going to run out of energy really quick. And the emotional issues. Your emotions will probably be all out of whack for a while. Everything that I saw in the different studies was, a few weeks to a month. So as I always say, I'm still not able to get out there and do a lot of hiking, backpacking, that kind of thing, camping. I can't be hauling, a 5-gallon water container or something at a backcountry campsite. So if you're going to go out there, go outside, have some fun, do a little bit for me, and whatever you do, be safe. Thanks.